Hey everyone, welcome back to Syncopation Podcast, the music podcast about music. I am your host, Liam, with my co-host, Grant.
Hello.
Thank you all so much for tuning in.
This is our fourth week of our theme of Independence Days and National Anthems. Today we've got 5 South American countries with their Independence Days in July. I believe we have Venezuela, Argentina, Peru, the Bahamas, and Colombia. So, do you want to start us off, Liam?
Sure thing. Now, like Grant said, our first country is Venezuela. The name of this anthem is Gloria al Bravo Pueblo, or Glory to the Brave People. Now, this national anthem's lyrics were written by physician and journalist Vincent Salias in 1810. It was set to music later composed by musician Juan José Landeta. Because the music was so similar to the French national anthem, beginning in 1840, Gloria al Bravo Pueblo was known as La Marsellesa Venezolana, or the Venezuelan Marseillaise. It was declared Venezuela's national anthem by President Antonio Guzman Blanco on May 25th, 1881.
There are actually some recent investigations that have gone on, and they have actually suggested that the real author of the anthem was Andres Bello, not Celius, to whom it was originally credited, and the music was composed by another musician called Lino Gallardo. What do you think about that theory?
I've definitely heard of it, but it hasn't been proven yet, and it does lack any real recognition among the general Venezuelan population.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's probably not true, but it's just one of those conspiracy theories that pop up, and you never really know.
Yeah, I mean, it's this entire month has been so surprising. Like there've been conspiracy theories about national anthems. Who knew? That's and lots of competitions. This is like it's a competitive sport making
Yeah.
national anthems.
Uh-huh. There should be
That,
there should be a sport in the Olympics national anthem rating.
yes, that would be great.
Mm-hmm.
All right, our next country is Argentina. The name of this national anthem is Himno Nacional Argentino. Let's give it a listen.
what you just heard was Himno Nacional Argentino. Its lyrics were written by the Buenos Aires-born politician Vicente Lopez y Planes, and the music was composed by the Spanish musician Blas Pereira. The work was adopted as the sole official song on May 11th, 1813, 3 years after the May Revolution. And May 11th is therefore now Anthem Day in Argentina. We don't have one of those in America, do we?
I don't think we do. We do have an Independence Day, though.
Yeah. If you want to learn more about that, then that was our first episode, I believe. It
I
was,
think it was. Yeah.
yeah, in our
We
North
covered
American one.
Canada and America, or United States of America.
Yes. Some different anthems for Argentina were composed in 1810. A version was then introduced in 1813, which was used throughout the 19th century. What is now officially the state's national anthem is shorter than the original composition and comprises only the first and last verses and chorus of the 1813 Patriotic March, omitting much emotional text about the struggle for independence from Spain. With strong arms they tear to pieces the arrogant Iberian lion. In many other lines, the anthem goes beyond the Argentine theater of the Spanish-American Wars of Independence and references events in Mexico, Central America, Northern South America, and Upper Peru. Growing ideas of independence are shown in lines such as, "On the surface of the earth rises a glorious new nation. Her head is crowned with laurels, and a lion lies defeated at her feet." This portrays not just Spanish absolutism, but Spain itself as the enemy. The words strongly attacking Spain were no longer sung as the official national anthem.
Our next country today is Colombia. And the name of this national anthem is Himno Nacional de la República de Colombia. Let's give it a listen. All right. So, right off the bat, my first impression of this national anthem is that it's mostly a trumpet fanfare. But there are other additional instruments that I heard, like flute and quite obviously drums.
Mm-hmm.
uh, those were, and obviously trumpet.
Mm-hmm.
So those were the main three. They could have had uh, more instruments, maybe like a French horn or a mellophone, maybe some tubas or
Or
like low brass instruments.
maybe a vibroslap.
uh, I love vibroslaps.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, all right. Well, anyways, this national anthem was largely the creation of Jose Domenico Torres, who was an actor from Bogota who took a poem written by a former Colombian president, Rafael Núñez, and asked a friend, an Italian opera singer named Oreste Sindici, who migrated to Colombia, to set it to music. The official announcement of the song came in the form of Act 33 of 28, October 1920. The Law 198 of 1995, which legislates national symbols, made it mandatory for all radio and television in the country to broadcast the anthem both at 6 a.m. and at 6 p.m. Public addresses of the President of the Republic and other official events.
So like sporting events and stuff like that, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I'd imagine so.
Mm.
Probably. I mean, I don't know if they'd say it in schools or if they have something that kind of like what we have, like the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, our next country up on the list happens to be Peru. So why don't you listen to that national anthem for a few minutes? And that national anthem you just heard was called Himno Nacional del Peru. After Peru declared its independence, the General Jose de San Martin began a public contest on August 7th, 1821, to select the national march. The contest called upon professors of poetry and composers to send in their signed productions to the Ministry of the State before September 18th, the day in which a designated commission would decide which of them would be adopted as the national march. 7 compositions were entered, and after hearing the production of Jose Bernardo Alcedo, General Jose de San Martin stood up and exclaimed, "Without a doubt, this is the national anthem of Peru." The following day, a signed decree confirmed this opinion, expressed in the midst of great enthusiasm. The anthem was first performed publicly on the night of September 13th, 1821, in the theater of Lima. Upon hearing the music and the lyrics of the national anthem for the first time, the audience responded with a standing ovation directed at Alcedo, who conducted the orchestra.
Alrighty. That brings us to our last country, the Bahamas. uh, sorry, the Bahamas, not Bahamas. Uh, all right. This national anthem is called March On, Bahamaland. Alrighty. That was March On, Bahamaland. Now, a contest, like many others, was held to determine the anthem for this new country. And in the end, the lyrics and tune were composed by Timothy Gibson. Now, Gibson was a school music teacher and also wrote the music to the country's national song, God Bless Our Sunny Clime, together with E. Clement Bethel. The song was officially adopted in 1973, the year the country gained independence. One of the first public occasions where the anthem was played was at the midnight flag hosting ceremony held at Clifford Park in Nassau on the 10th of July, 1973, marking the end of British rule over the Bahamas. Since the Bahamas continued to be a Commonwealth realm after independence, God Save the Queen was still retained as the country's royal anthem, and that anthem was twice played by mistake at the 1982 Commonwealth Games medal ceremony, where Shonelle Ferguson won gold in women's long jump. She stepped off the podium on each occasion and expressed her wish that March On Bahamaland be played. Yeah. All right. Well, that was our last country. Time to move on to the weekly recap. If you guys want to stick around, we would really appreciate it, and we still do appreciate you even making it this far in the video. If you don't want to continue on to our weekly recap, please do consider subscribing. It would really help us out, and maybe like and comment on the video too. We're always happy to take some constructive criticism and helpful feedback.
Mm-hmm. We are.
Alrighty, you wanna start us off with the weekly recap? You wanna bring up our first little bullet point thing?
Sure. So, if you weren't aware, the band One Direction on Thursday, I believe. That was their 10-year anniversary of existence, I guess. Um,
Wow.
and uh, yeah, just they were really like I feel like they were an influential band for pop at the time, for pop music. Um,
Probably like a decade ago. Yeah, that sounds that sounds about right.
yeah, but then like there's rap music nowadays,
Yeah,
which I'm not as much of a fan of.
neither am I.
Actually, I usually tend to listen to rock, basically all variations of rock, and I guess you could say that One Direction is a variation. Um, but
I guess so.
yeah, I feel like most people who say they listen to rock wouldn't like this modern kind of approach that One Direction took. But I actually think a lot of their stuff sounds really good, and obviously they were very talented singers.
Now, aren't these guys getting together again? They split up for 4 years back in 2016. They split up, and then aren't they getting back together to like now ish?
Are they? I didn't see that. Let's Google that real quick.
I mean, I thought that's why like how they're celebrating their 10-year anniversaries. They're doing like a reunion gig or something like that.
Well, they're not really going to be doing a gig now.
Well, yeah, probably not now, but like they're getting back together, maybe making some new music. But I know Harry Styles had a really successful career um, before now, in between 2016 and now, and I feel like he doesn't really have a reason to go back to One Direction.
Yeah, who knows what could happen though? Like, I'm sure. Well, obviously he'd be very busy. But if I were him, I'd like rejoin the band, try to make an album. If that didn't work out, or if it wasn't too successful, then I'd just go back to being a solo artist.
Yeah,
Was he the most popular one after the breakup?
yeah, I think so. Because I mean, I haven't done a lot of research on Harry Styles. I just know he's like really popular. I definitely feel or like get some boy band vibes off of them.
Yeah, I think they were definitely a boy band. And actually, so um, really quick story. So basically, before I had a phone and Spotify, I had this MP3 player, and my library had the system where you could download 3 songs a week um, from their database. So I was getting like all these songs by Boston and Journey, and my sister was downloading One Direction songs, and I wanted just as many songs as possible on my MP3 player. So I kind of took all of her downloads from the computer and put them on my MP3 player. So if you look at it now, I think it's still around somewhere. It's half 70s rock and half One Direction, basically.
uh, what a what a mix of genres.
Yeah.
Now, I really think that One Direction could take this, I guess, in a more interesting way. So instead of just being a boy band and doing pop rock songs, not even like real heavy grunge rock, but just like pop songs for 2010 at least.
Hmm.
uh, I really do think that they could do something incredibly interesting now, and I have like almost zero doubts that their styles have changed over the past decade.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, I imagine it probably changed in the 6 years that they were together, just not like super much.
Hmm.
Um, but I think if they do decide to continue making music together, they should take it in like different routes. Maybe get some other people to collaborate with,
Yeah.
and maybe do some jazzy stuff. I mean, they have such amazing voices, and I have complete faith in them that they could pull something off very like harmonious things, kind of almost like Jacob Collier style
Yeah,
harmonious.
that would be really interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like they're all such talented singers. They could all really do any genre if they wanted to. Like they could probably start a power metal band.
I don't know. Maybe screamo's a little too much for them. I
Yeah,
feel like they have more delicate voices than that. Uh,
yeah. I want to hear a One Direction screamo song.
that would be very entertaining. Uh,
Yeah,
uh,
I wonder if they do like they'd probably do a half rap song like some of the pop songs these days where there's someone singing and there's someone else rapping. A lot of those kind of
oh
duet
yeah,
songs.
yeah. I don't like those.
Yeah,
And
I
I mean
tend not to.
it's not just like because of the rap. I don't think they go together very well. I mean, it's either rap or whatever the else, ah, whatever else you want to do.
Yeah, it's yeah. I don't really like the way. I think pop music is improving because a
Yeah,
few years ago it was just horrible, and it wasn't just like it wasn't just me. There were articles online about why pop music is bad these days. However, I think
yeah.
it is improving. Um,
They're slowly getting away from the four chord like
yeah.
bass that everyone
Mhm.
goes for.
And I think autotune is becoming a little bit more scarce, although it is quite possible to use autotune almost undetectably these days. The technology is
Yeah,
just so good.
yeah. I definitely think autotune has improved. So now it's definitely kind of gliding with
Hmm.
your voice and then setting it to the correct key if you are off pitch instead of just like going in little 8-bit chunks or whatever. For those of you who like to visualize things, I just see it like going up exactly like a half step instead of very smoothly
Yeah.
going up.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like when you slide your finger on a fretted guitar versus when you slide your finger on a fretless guitar.
Yeah.
That's that's one
Hmm.
way you could think of it.
That's a good analogy. Actually, there's a song I like that uses autotune. It's not really a rap or pop song. It's by Avenged Sevenfold, I think. It's
Ooh, they
called
use auto tune.
in one of their songs. I think. Obviously, he's a very talented singer. On the
Yeah,
songs, like I know he's a great singer, so I'm not mad like that he uses it. I know he's not trying to cover up horrible singing. Um, but
maybe
it
he was
just
just
adds
tired.
maybe it just adds kind of like this interesting level to the song. I think it's called Lost. Also, great guitar harmony in the intro of that song. Um,
Nice.
yeah, so like autotune isn't always bad. It's just when it's used to like if you're not a good musician, you shouldn't really be making music.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically, all
Not to like completely crush those of you who aren't good at music that have dreams of like being musicians. Just maybe singing isn't not yet, not yet.
yeah, definitely you can get there with practice though. Uh,
Absolutely.
so don't just
Practice
yeah.
makes perfect. Start with the ukulele. It's an easy instrument.
Actually, there's a song on the ukulele by Tiny Tim, I think, and the voice his voice is just ridiculous. Kind of it's kind of funny. I think the one I'm thinking of is "Tiptoe Through the Tulips." So
That's
um,
funny.
yeah, look up "Tiptoe Through the Tulips" by Tiny Tim if you need a song to learn on the ukulele and to sing at the
Yeah.
same time. Although um, he gets pretty high, it might be pretty hard to sing.
Yeah, you should. Everyone that's watching this video, if you have a ukulele and you know how to play it, you should look up that song, cover it, and then send it to our Instagram. We do have an Instagram now,
Hmm.
so it'll be in the link in the description. I think. I don't even know how to do that.
Yeah.
Ah,
Well,
okay,
if
but
you,
maybe not. Maybe not.
yeah,
But
it's.
go follow us, Syncopation Podcast.
Mhm.
Just look up Syncopation Podcast. You'll get there.
Yeah, we believe in you.
Yeah, no spaces. Just
Yeah.
Syncopation Podcast.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, let's go to our final topic for today. Now we did cover this yesterday. The Davy 504 versus Herman Lee versus the Do versus Two Set Violin versus uh, uh, Charles Bertho versus EMC Productions versus I don't know.
Don't forget Davy 503.
Yes, Davy 503. Oh my god. You can't forget about Davy 503 or the Do with only two O's.
Yeah.
I don't actually know if that's a thing, but
I'm gonna make the do with 0 O's.
the D.
The d-
uh
so yeah, Davey 504 uploaded a violin diss track where
yep.
it's basically a rap song, but with
Uh-huh.
slight bass in the
Or
background. It
yeah.
sounds pretty good, in my opinion.
I wouldn't expect anything less from Davy 504 if I'm
Yeah.
being honest. If I'm being completely honest, he could have done so much better.
Hmm. Yeah.
Take that, Davy 504. We're giving you some heat. Uh,
Maybe he was using his main songwriting powers against one of his other opponents.
maybe. And he also did an apology video, which I thought was incredibly hilarious
Hmm.
on one of his Zdayai episodes, um, where he apologizes for violin being so bad and bass being superior. And honestly, although I don't like seeing any instruments being destroyed, I do kind of want to see him what he comes up with for completely obliterating the violin that he has,
Hmm.
which I'm surprised hasn't blown up in his house yet.
Yeah, maybe he has control over when the other instruments blow up in his house.
Maybe, or maybe he just forgets, and then only if he remembers will the violin explode.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh man, I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait for whenever its end comes.
yeah.
Aren't violins kind of expensive, or some of
Oh
them?
yeah. Violins are super expensive. I think the cheapest one I saw was like $24, but I kind of don't believe that.
I wonder how bad that would sound.
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I did also see one. It was like almost 3 centuries old. I think it was 240 years old.
Wow.
Um, yeah, it was like a 1760 model of this violin. Apparently, I think it was made by like some famous stupid ass fucking company, like really old, really famous. I don't know, but it's fucking $48,000.
Yeah. Wow. What was the most expensive one ever? Also, you're gonna have to bleep that out now.
I'm not. We're not labeled as a kids channel on YouTube. It's fine.
If any kids are watching us, it's your own fault.
Yep.
Apparently, the world's most expensive violin, $16 million.
$16 million. Jeez. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Ah, that's painted.
But Jeff
That
Bezos
pains
probably
me.
makes that in a second.
Yeah, right. We hope you enjoy the episode today, and don't forget to practice your music. And if you're not a musician, go pick up a goddamn instrument. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good weekend.
Mm.
Have a good week until the next episode. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe, please.
We would
Please.
really appreciate that.
Please.
Like, please,
Please.
please,
Please.
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 We're begging you to
Please.
subscribe,
Please.
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 Right now,
Please.
all
Please.
three of our subscribers,
Are
two of my
us.
personal accounts and one of Liam's. Yeah,
Please. All right. That's enough. That's enough pleading for today.
please.
Thank you all so much. Practice.